What's up, everybody? It's Justin. I'm super excited about this one. We're talking about one of my favorite topics. Today we're talking all about kids. It was the last time we talked about kids. We did an episode called Feeding Their Children and Their Gut Bugs. That was my favorite episode up until now. We have huge news, like stupid huge news that you have to hang out for. I'm gonna drop some crazy bombs on you. It's gonna be amazing. I have a very proud moment happening that's gonna happen later, not right now. Not right now. I have to calm down. But it's coming, I promise. It's gonna be insane. I'm even more proud of this than I am of the Perfect Paleo Powder, which is literally my baby, and I have something that I'm more proud of now. So you guys are gonna learn about this. Ask me anything number 4. Okay, like we did last week, we're going to this kind of me and a whiteboard type deal, which I think is a little bit better because I can show you some things visually. I can work through some things in my head. It's a little bit easier for me to get some stuff out, to keep track of what I'm talking about. So it's all about kids. And again, I know some of you in the Clovis Academy are going to be upset because I'm not going to talk science today. I'm going to talk about here and here, here and here. This week, we talk about the little ones, here and here. Little ones all the way up to the 17-year-olds. Anyone who's not an adult, right? We're going to talk about kids. Talking all about kids today. We're talking about adolescents, toddlers, infants, whatever. But we're talking about them here and here. Because remember, what happens to you at these very developmental ages, ages 3 to 8, that kind of thing, you carry it with you. Trust me, I'm living proof that you carry it with you for your entire life. So here and here, very important. We're going to talk about that. This is called How to Set Your Kids Free in 30 Days. How to set your kids free in 30 days. Now, first things first, I need to get something out of the way. We got to clear the air on this, okay? I am not a parent. If you don't know me, my name is Justin Nault, and I'm the founder of a company called Clovis, and I invented a line of nutritional powders called the Perfect Paleo Powder. And I am a nutritional therapist, I'm a specialist in sports nutrition, and I help people change their lives for the better. And I've done it with hundreds of people. And we have a whole bunch of testimonies, and a whole bunch of pictures, and a whole bunch of videos, and a lot of people that scream from the mountaintops that Clovis is the best thing they've ever done. So keep that in mind, but let me preface this video by saying I am not a parent. I am a single 31-year-old man, okay? I have a dog. He's awesome. I take pretty good care of him, but I am not a parent. And I understand I'm not a parent. I don't know your struggle. There's no way for me to know your struggle. The closest I get to understanding your struggle is observing my brother Steve. He has 4 kids. So I have a bunch of nieces and nephews. It's great. I love taking care of them. I also love when I get to send them back because it's very stressful. It's crazy stressful. I can't even imagine what it's like to get kids ready for school in the morning and get them out the door. So I want you to understand, I'm not pretending to know your struggle. I'm not pretending to tell you how to be a parent. I'm sure you guys have way more to teach me than I have to teach you. I'm sure of that. Your experience blows any of my expertise out of the water. I promise you. And I want you to know that I understand that. So there's no way, it's impossible for me. No one can. I can never love your kids the way that you love your kids. There's just no way. I can't even understand what that feeling is, right? My dad tells me he has it for me all the time, which is great. Like, that's amazing. But I don't know that feeling. But I promise you, I care about your kids. I care about every single kid in every single family from every single parent that is watching this video right now. I promise you. I believe that your kids are the future of this country. And that's what I'm working towards. Because there are very serious things at stake here. And we're going to get into this. And I'm going to explain to you just how dire this situation is. And what we have to do about childhood nutrition. And how important it is. But understand, I don't know your struggle. I don't pretend to know your struggle. What I do know is biochemistry. I know biochemistry. I know the science behind all of this. I know how to change people's lives for the better. I know how to change the lives of kids for the better. I know how to change their health and nutrition for the better because I've done it before. That's my experience. Also, I was a fat kid growing up. So that's where a lot of this comes from. I mean, it's not a coincidence that I'm 31 and I own a nutrition company because I carry pain with me that I've had since I was 8 years old, right? And I talked a lot about that last week. I shared some stories last week, so some of you already know these stories. You might hear a couple things you've already heard before, right? But I was a fat kid growing up, and that's where my unhealthy obsession began, was trying to come out of that. But I didn't actually learn about childhood nutrition and the full-blown importance of it until about 4 years ago, which is when my family had a tragedy. So my brother and his wife had a baby who was she was born terminally ill. She's still with us. She's 4 years old. She just turned 4. Savannah just turned 4. But she is considered 100% disabled. She was having hundreds of seizures a day when she was born, so she's 100% vegetative. So through Savannah is how I first learned of the ketogenic diet, and the ketogenic diet being used, foundations like the Charlie Foundation, who actually use the ketogenic diet as a therapeutic treatment for children with epileptic seizures and these cognitive disorders, right? So that's how I first really got into keto and understanding nutrition for children. And since then, it's been my obsession, because once you go down that road, you see just how screwed up the nutrition world is for kids. And when you start to put the pieces together, you realize all the consequences for the country as a whole. And it's pretty nuts, and it's hard to look away from. So all that I'm asking tonight is that you let me into your living room, please. Let me share with you my knowledge. There are going to be times when I get upset during this. There are going to be times where I get aggressive. There are going to be times where I have a hard time controlling my emotions because this means so much to me. So I'm asking you, please forgive me ahead of time. And please just allow me to share my knowledge with you as a nutritional therapist, as a specialist in sports nutrition, as a researcher, as a lover of biochemistry, and someone who's been through the ringer with nutrition and fitness for the last 15 years. Please just let me in your living room. Forget that I'm not a parent for like an hour. And if I slip up, please excuse me. I'm sure I'm gonna say some stuff that you don't like. I'm just telling you right now, I probably will. So please forgive me. I'm legitimately asking your permission right now because I'm a little bit shaky about this whole topic. It makes me a little bit nervous because I've talked to a lot of moms behind the scenes. The Clovis Academy is mostly mommies. We have just all these awesome mommies that are engaging and doing activity every single day. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. I promise this is gonna be really cool, and I promise I'm gonna put 100% effort into making sure that you leave this with information that you did not have when you first got here. I can promise you that's gonna happen. How to set your kids free in 30 days. I'm gonna go back to my backstory. My backstory is I was a fat kid growing up. It was really around age 11 that it was worse. It was the worst for me. This is where I would purposefully bow out of activities that other kids were doing, like swimming, things like that. I didn't want to take my shirt off. Older kids would call me doughboy. I've had my shirt pulled over my head and my belly slapped and called doughboy, and I've had grown-ups make fun of me. I got some grown-ups that yelled out of the window of their car at me, said, "Run, fat boy, run," while I was running down the street. So I was a chubby little kid, and there was a lot that came with that. And I now carry all of these painful memories and this like kind of body dysmorphia thing that you carry with you. And I'm sure there are a lot of you out there that feel the same way. Oddly enough, I had a great conversation with my dad about it, that he carries some of the same things, and I didn't even know that, right? Didn't know that till we get these videos out there. So it's real tough. It's real tough being a fat kid. And I hate using the term fat kid, and that's why I use bunny ears, because it sucks to even say, but that's what it was. So that's where my obsession started, me getting really unhealthy in high school with fitness and terrible nutrition and all that. We'll get into all that. And obviously the tragedy of Savannah. Savannah is the name of my niece. That's my brother's daughter. And we live, but now I just want to let you know, we live this every day. Like, my dad is amazing. He makes homemade baby formula for Tyler, who is my brother's youngest son. He's my newest nephew. Tyler is awesome. So my dad makes all of their formula by hand. My brother Steve makes a lot of Tyler's formula as well. They're whizzes at it now. They just make this homemade formula. Steve and I just last week went through and updated Savannah's formula. So Savannah's on a feeding tube. And the only silver lining there is that you can actually really carefully control every ounce and micronutrient and macronutrient of everything that goes into this baby's system, because you don't have to worry about the digestive process. You don't have to worry about the taste in the mouth or the texture or anything like this. She still digests it, obviously, but you're missing a large portion of that, which is actually getting her to eat, which is very difficult, especially with a 100% disabled child, right? So a lot of these babies with the same condition that Savannah has, which is an extremely rare genetic condition, they end up with feeding tubes. So we're able to carefully control what goes in that feeding tube. So my brother and I sat down on Easter, actually, and we just went through Excel spreadsheets and my approved foods list from Clovis. A lot of you know what that approved foods list is. And now we carefully control exactly what goes in that feeding tube, which is awesome. So anyway, I just wanted to just give you that little background information on why I'm so obsessed with this. And now we have some people who have contacted me over the last couple weeks who have had a lot of success within the Clovis Academy with their own personal transformation, their fat loss transformation. and they want me to help with their kids because there's a lot of overweight kids. So I've done a lot of work around this now, and I'm going to get to that a little bit later and explain some really, really exciting stuff that I'm working on. But I've been helping some parents with their kids. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull up a video so you guys can see in the Clovis Academy some people share. We got some kids doing some crazy stuff, and we have one boy that I want to show you that's had a pretty incredible transformation so far, and he's still kicking ass. So. It's great, man. I love these. Okay, this is Amanda's daughter, and she's doing a pink Himalayan sea salt shot. So in the morning, I like to get people to take in some electrolytes, right? Get their electrolytes going in the morning. So we had this salt challenge, taking a salt shot. That's the little girl taking the salt challenge. This is Crystal's little girl. She ate 4 eggs. She's 2 years old and ate 4 eggs, which is incredible. That might be the cutest kid in the world. Let's just be honest. It might legitimately be the cutest human being on planet Earth. That's amazing. So we have these Clovis Kids that are inside of the academy, and you had their parents who thought this transformation was going to be difficult at first, and now they're passing it on to their kids, and they're teaching their kids new things, which is so incredible. I absolutely love it. It makes my heart melt. It's literally like I know that I found my life's work because of this. We'll talk more about Bryce's story as well, but this is Sean's son, Bryce. 15 pounds in 10 days. 15 pounds in 10 days. If you have a son or a daughter who's overweight, think about what 15 pounds in 10 days would do for their self-confidence, right? Just think about that. It's absolutely crazy. So we're going to get into this stuff deeper. Now, if you stay till